last username, and I'm here on Vinyl Fantasy, which is a superb Complete the Monument style map made by my good buddy 32. And if you've ever played this map before, you will notice that this doesn't look quite right. This tree right here should be pitch black, as should this one, and pretty much all of this island, but there's all this light all over the place. And if we look at the F3 screen and look at the number next to SL, we can see that it's up to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 some places, and that number is the amount of skylight. That's light that's coming from the sky, despite the fact that this entire map is covered in bedrock, so there should be no skylight anywhere. And the reason that skylight's there is because I've converted this map to Anvil, which is the new map format used in Minecraft 1.2. And if you convert just about any custom map that's covered up or is inside caves to Anvil, you will end up with these blotches of skylight all over the place. And this has been driving mappers crazy for a while now. No one can figure out how to get rid of it, but I have figured it out. I've found the bug that's causing it, and I've fixed the bug. And I'll tell you all about that. But first, I got to give you a little science lesson on the Anvil map format. So if you know a little bit about Minecraft science, you'll probably know that Minecraft world is made of chunks, which are these 16 by 16 columns of the world, and you can see them loading off in the distance there. The big thing with Anvil is it doubled the world height, and in order to do that, it divided chunks into these things called sections, and these are 16 blocks high each, and they're stacked vertically in the chunk, and there's 16 of them for a total height of 256 blocks. So the reason this was done is because in a typical world, most of these sections will be completely empty, right? They'll just be filled with air. And when they are, Minecraft doesn't keep them loaded in memory, and it doesn't save them. So it saves on file size and it saves on memory usage. But it also has a light bug. So what we've got here is a completely empty chunk surrounded by stone walls. So there's no actual blocks in this chunk. There's just walls just outside the chunk. Now if we put a roof on this chunk, we should of course end up in complete darkness. But let's see what happens. Okay, so there is our phantom light. Now what's happening here is there are places in the Minecraft code where it assumes that if a section doesn't exist yet, so if it's empty, then it must be fully lit by the sky. Which, if you think about it, is probably true in most vanilla Minecraft worlds. But of course it doesn't always work. And now that this light has been initialized here, all these sections have been loaded into memory. So if we get rid of the roof and create it again, we can see that the chunk is correctly lit. So the first time we changed the lighting, all those sections were created, and now they already exist, they don't have the phantom light in them anymore. However, if we reload the map, because all those sections were empty, they didn't have any blocks in them, they weren't saved. And so when we reload the map, they are once again not loaded into memory, and they're full of phantom light. And this is the problem, and it's why you can't get rid of the light by just replacing your roof, because as soon as you reload the map, it's back again. So here we are in my modified version of the game, in which I've fixed those bugs. What I changed was the part of the code that says if a section is empty, then assume it has full skylight, and change that so that it actually checks the height map of the skylight to decide whether that particular block should be fully lit or fully dark. And the other thing I changed is that when it saves a chunk, it will save a section if it has a block in it or if it has any lighting data in it. So in other words, if the section has been loaded into memory, it will be saved, regardless of whether it actually has any blocks or not. And if you'd like to see it in action, see that if I put a stone ceiling on this box, it gets lit correctly the first time. And if I reload the map, it's still lit correctly. So there you go. That's the fix. Hope this was helpful to Mojang. For everyone else, until this is fixed, there's not a whole lot you can do about this. The only thing you can really do is make sure there's at least one block in every section of your map, and that will force all the sections to be saved and all the light data to be saved with them. But of course that might not always be possible without making your map look ridiculous. But that's the best I can do for now. I'm Last Username. Take it easy.